Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League's Blood Bowl 5. We're in the final game of round 2 tonight. There are 6 rounds in this competition, 15 teams qualifying for this championship competition, and we're going to see which of these two teams is moving forward and which of these two teams is going to be eliminated. Tonight, we're going to have the Gunner Gitz versus the Tizz Savage Boys, Cobblestorm versus Tizzle Bizzle. We've got Gobos versus Orcs. Let's take a look at the bracket real quick. Before we take a look at the two teams up this evening, Festoon with a 75 stream streak. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. Always great to have you. Wow. Well, we've had that many games? We've had that many streams? All right, let's take a look at the bracket. In round 1, the Fishy Fiends, coached by Ajax, would defeat Conspicuous Disunion, coached by Chime. The Fishy Fiends, a Chaos Renegades team, advancing to round 2. They played against the Gunner Gitz, who are up tonight. That is Cobblestorm's Goblin team, who defeated the Discomancers, Ian's Necro team. The Tizz Savage Boys up tonight as well. They defeated the Gutter Balls in round 1, and that was an Orc mirror match. With Philosopher Song advancing to round 2 as well. Spire's Lizard team defeating Con Kill's Imperial Nobility team, Entanglements. Philosopher Song duking it out with Tizz Savage Boys in round 2 and 1. They advanced to round 3. The Fishy Fiends advanced to round 3 as well. And so in this round only, due to complicated math, Tizz Savage Boys and the Gunner Gitz get one more shot here in this competition. It is generally a single elimination bracket, save for round 2. One of these two teams is going to get eliminated tonight, though. The other will move ahead into round 3. Over in round 3, we've got Technobabble Inc. That's my human team up against the Pipstars Dead Friends Lizard team. Odin Snuffle is Clypheus's Norse team. They'll be up against MAML Nightmare. That's Festoon's Necro team. The Blitzburg Steelers can't participate in this competition, unfortunately. Won't be able to make it. And so the winner of tonight's match will get a bye in round 3 and automatically advance to the quarterfinals to face off against Philosopher Song, who defeated the Fishy Fiends in round 3. I think it was last week. Yeah, we've just got a few more games to go here. These teams are going to duke it out until 2 are remaining. Those two teams will then, of course, advance to the semifinals. The Believe Broncos are sitting pretty at the top of the semifinal bracket. That is BB Nuts Nurgle team, as are the NC Snakes, coached by Moob. They're a Dark Elf team. They have just 2 games to win to become this season's league champion. The rest of these teams have been fighting tooth and nail, clawing their way up this bracket, and the two teams up tonight are no different. Will we see a Nork team advance? Will we see Goblins advance? We'll find out here with 15 teams on the Gunner Gitz. 15 players on the Gunner Gitz roster. They're looking pretty good, all things considered. They've got their Hooligan, they've got a Fanatic, they've got a Looney, they've got both their big guys, and a whole bunch of linemen. 1 Apothecary, 5 dedicated fans, and 2 rerolls is going to bring their team value to 1,255,000 gold this evening. They'll be up against the Orcs of the Tizz Savage Boys, coached by Tizzle Bizzle. 13 on the roster. Darkheart out with an injury this week. That means 12 will be starting here in this round 2 matchup. They have all 4 of their blitzers. They have their big guy, the Troll. They have 3 of their 4 big and blockers, and a bunch of linemen will round out the round. Oh, I'm sorry. They've got their thrower tonight as well. Gnome Slayer, the number 12, the number 10 thrower. 1 Oppo, 4 dedicated fans, 2 rerolls will bring their TV to 1,450,000 gold. That's 195,000 gold in petty cash that will be going back to the Goblin team this evening. How are these two teams going to play? Well, the Orc team, they are, or at least for a long time, they were one of the 2 teams you picked up in the starter box for Blood Bowl. You got humans, you got Orcs, and Orcs are the bashy team. They are a running team. They don't really have much of a passing game, despite the fact that there's a thrower on the roster. The Savage Boys can throw the ball, of course. Most teams can throw the ball. But they really, really don't want to. They want to cage this ball up, move it downfield, and punch the daylights out of their opponents. And they can do that with a bunch of block on their roster. Block, Mighty Blow, and Guard will do it. They've got a couple of tackle pieces as well. That will be very handy against these Gobos. They've just got to remove Goblins. That's their job. Remove the Goblins, win the game. They're gonna have to watch out for the secret weapons of this Goblin team. That's how Goblins play. They're sneaky, they're dirty, they're slimy. They've got a whole bunch of cheater tricks up their sleeve, and that's how they're gonna win tonight if they can pull it off. They've got the Fnatic and the Looney, the two secret weapons that are rostered. The Fnatic, of course, is the ball and chain player. Strength 7, gets 3 pseudo-random movements a turn, and will knock down anyone, friend or foe, prone or standing with that mighty Strength 7, which almost certainly will be well, I shouldn't say almost certainly, but against Strength 3, that's a 3-die block. So a great piece to knock down players, to knock out a bunch of players, try to get them off the pitch. Of course, if they get knocked down themselves, they're automatically removed. The Looney, of course, with that chainsaw, gets to make a straight armor roll with a +3 advantage. If they get knocked down, they've got to eat that +3 themselves. These are great killer pieces, and of course, you've got the Hooligan, who is the dirty player, and this will be the Fowler, right? This is the guy who's going to be trying to step on people's faces, but also he's got gotta get away with it and gotta get a shot, gotta get away with it. The dirty player, just like the Hooligan, dirty player gives you a +1 to your foul roll, to your armor roll or your injury roll on fouls. And sneaky get here means if you don't get anything out of your foul and you roll doubles, you will not be ejected from the game. You will not be called off the pitch. It's a great skill. If you can combine them onto a single piece, that's devastating. But Cobblestorm will get cheap bribes here this evening. I think he's going to pick up 3 for 150K. He can keep these secret weapons on the pitch. He can keep these foulers on the pitch. And that's how this team is going to get the advantage tonight. If they can remove players with these secret weapons, with the foulers, then they can get a leg up in this game and try to win this one. Both teams, of course, looking to remove players. Most teams in the game of Blood Bowl are looking to do that. There are a few teams that don't really play that bashy game. But the Goblins, believe it or not, they do want to murder you. Right? They're bringing chainsaws and flails. So for the Orcs, in order to get through this, it's really going to be an issue of pacing. If they have the ball in the first half, maybe they score early to try to eat through some of these bribes to get the Fnatic and the Looney off the pitch, right? If they don't have the ball in the first half, maybe they play coy, maybe they play loose on defense, try to lure some of these Goblins out so they can start removing players with the solid Blood Bowl game where they're going in for the 2-die blocks, the 2-die blitzes, and not giving up key pieces to these scary secret weapons. They can keep their key blitzers safe. Maybe they can keep their throwers safe if that's a key part of their strategy tonight. And just try to remove Goblins the old-fashioned way. They're only strength 2, they're only AV8. There's 2 tackle pieces. Will negate the dodge skill on these Goblins as well. But they've really got to be careful to not let that Looney just walk up to a blitzer and chainsaw him in the face. The converse to that is if that Looney is exposed, if that Looney maybe sets up on defense in a really shallow middle linebacker position, you've got an opportunity to blitz that Looney, go after the Looney. Try to take him out of this game. If you knock him down, it's a 3+ against him. The chainsaw hurts him just as much as anyone else, and now maybe you don't have to worry about this secret weapon too much. All right, we're going to get this final round 2 game underway here in just a minute. 195K in petty cash going back to the Goner Gitz. Let's see what they pick up with this. They can spend 150K and leaves them with 45K left, which won't be able to pick up any star players. But if they do want to pick up a star player, maybe they go down to 2 bribes. Maybe they pick up a bomber dribble slot and 2 bribes. Well, they're going to go with Fungus the Loon, so they're going for another secret weapon here. Another ball and chain player and 2 bribes. So this is a way they can keep the ball and chain on the pitch a little bit longer, right? You have 2 of them. You keep one in reserve. You put the other one out on the pitch. Secret weapons are only out for a single drive unless you spend a bribe or successfully argue the call with the ref. If you have 2 of them, one gets sent off, that's fine. You've got another ready to go. Tizz Savage Boys are going to win the coin toss, and they will be on offense to start. Electrics Man, welcome to the stream. Sounds like you don't like the Looney. I love the Looney. Great mistake, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you guys in here this evening for a little bit of Blood Bowl. Still using the BB 2020 rules here. We're going to close out the season using the 2020 rules. And then if all goes according to plan, we'll start season 6 with the BB 2025 rules. Four on the line here for this Goblin defense. Those two Trolls with a strength of 5. The Trolls can throw teammate. The Goblins have the right stuff. They can chuck these Goblins down pitch as artillery shells, or they can throw them across the defensive line for a touchdown. Anchor formation for the defense, and now 5 on the line for the offense. Offense in the red, defense in the orange. The offense are the big guys. The defense are the little guys. Spire, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. I had a work day today where I have no idea if I did what I'm supposed to be doing. Absolutely no idea. I will find out tomorrow morning, it seems. But I don't know. I was like, I did this thing. Let me know if this is right or not. Spire demanding death this evening. I mean, I think it's owed to us. I think we're due the death. It sounds like a Mountain Dew slogan in the Blood Bowl, in the old world, in the Blood Bowl universe. Do the death. 5 on the line for the offense. 2 very shallow here to receive. One is the thrower, number 10, Gnome Slayer. Space Magic, the number 5 blitzer on that left halfback position as well. Nobody back to receive this kick deep. And it's not going to be kicked that deep. Wow, it's not going to be kicked deep at all. An extra bounce on the changing weather kickoff event is going to have this ball end up in the hands of Gnome Slayer. Gnome Slayer is going to bobble the ball. It's going to end up on the 8-yard line. First block of the evening will be a pal. Going to get Mutic. Look at that. Look at that mighty blow. Made that a 7+ to break armor. Didn't need it on the armor roll, so got the +1 on the injury roll instead. That's a removed Goblin. Another pal coming up here. No armor break this time. Cobblestone says, enjoy watching me get bullied, everyone, and sorry for the mess up last week. No worries at all. It happens to everyone. It was unfortunate that it had to be a forfeit, just because we don't know when Blood Bowl 3 is gonna end. So thankfully it was this round, so nobody got eliminated. 2-9 blitz over in the left wide zone, actually from the left wide zone. It's going to be a knockdown against gonna get a shot. Looking for an 8+. Tackle negates dodge here, so we'll get the knockdown on the defender stumbles result. Electrics Man with the 55 stream streak. Thank you very much, Electrics Man. Seconds left on the clock here for the Savage Boys. Of course, here in the championship, there are no draws. Whoever loses tonight, that's the end of their season. The top 15 teams of this season have qualified for the Blood Bowl. Both of these teams duking it out from round 1. Round one means you have 6 games to win in order to be declared the champion, in order to win that championship. The top 2 teams, however, only have 2 games to win. They are already in the semifinals. Good pickup this time by Gnome Slayer. Gets the ball in his hands. Moves up to the 4-yard line in that tight 4-point cage. 2-die block against Making Friends. This is not going to work out. Spends the re-roll into a knockdown. Needs a 10+. No armor break. Savage Boyz end their turn. Dipping into the bonus clock a little bit. You have 7 minutes and 30 seconds of bonus time. Game, you can see those clocks right up here. They don't replenish during the course of the game. But if you need some extra time beyond the 2 minutes that you get for your turn, you can take that time. If it's a key turn, you can sit, you can look at the board, you can identify the state of the game and what you need to do. But if it goes into overtime, the clock will not replenish, so you need to keep that in mind as well. Number 1, giving the finger to the down troll. 2-die blitz against Shunter USA will be a push. Gotta get healthy on the blitz here. Two, 3, 4, 5 versus 4 was the block. Under a minute to go. The Goblin team, I've just realized the Goblin team has none of their tricks on the pitch. Fungus, the star player, on the sideline. The Fanatic on the sideline. The Hooligan on the sideline. Where's the... What is going on? Where's the Fanatic? There he is. All right, they've got the Fanatic on. I have the circles on for a reason. I don't know why I didn't see the purple. There he is. They do have the Fanatic on the pitch here. Got to get a grip. The number 4, Rookie Looney. Spire with the 50 stream streak. Thank you very much, Spire. I appreciate it. Spire's hoping for mutual destruction. Can I meet these teams? I mean, ultimately I could, but let's see. Two-die blitz against Gonna Get Wealthy. He's going to be knocked to the ground. And an 8+. Oh no, it's going to be a dodge push. So I could face... I could face one of these teams in the finals, in the championship. So that's the earliest I could face one of these teams. Dodge push here by number 3. 1 minute to go in the turn. Orc Cage continues to move downfield over in the right wide zone. They're now on the opposing 6-yard line. Electrospan says after you beat BB Nut and Moob. Yeah, I would have to beat BB Nut in the semifinals. And whichever team wins tonight would have to beat Moob. And then we could face each other in the finals. Covering the left side of the cage here is number 1, Timidius II. It's about half the team covering the ball right now over in the right wide zone. Positions that big end blocker here to try to keep this cage from getting completely locked down. 3+ dodge is going to mark. Gonna get a shot and gonna get away with it over on the left side of the line. Turn 2 now for the gunner Gitz. So you're saying there's a chance? I am saying there's a chance. I mean, I'm not gonna. If I make it to the semifinals against BB Nut, I am not gonna. Like, I'm gonna try to win. You know. Laszlo Fruvas, welcome to the stream. More Blood Bowl indeed. First loony blitz of the evening is going to be a stun against Rambo. Rambo with the broken arm. He wasn't doing anything with it anyway. 2-die block against Chelsea Zola will be a pal. This is one of the things you have to learn as a Goblin coach. You have strength 2 pieces, these stunty, or really as a stunty coach in general. These strength 2 pieces, when you're new to these teams, you think to yourself, oh, I don't want to touch anyone. But if you can identify a way to pick up the 2-die block without breaking down your formation or putting yourself in a disadvantageous position, you've got to take those blocks. You can't let those 2-die blocks pass you by. Electric Man says, go you, we'll all root for you. We'll see. We'll see. My first game is against the Pip Stars. Who's not rooting for Pip's Pippy? I have lizards, and then I have either Norse or Necro. And then I would have BB Nut, which is Nurgle. 1-die block against Tomidius II will be a push. That's right. Pip's Pippy himself. Gunna gets on the bonus clock here. 7 minutes 13 to go. They're gonna move. Gunna get a job downfield here, playing safety. The troll eats his green. Is going to be really stupid. He's just gonna hang out. He fails that roll on a 4+ if he has no teammates adjacent to him. Otherwise, it's a 2+. He's going to stare off into space. That's okay. Can we modify that song to say Drip Strippy? Drip Strippy has to earn his spot. Two-die block. We'll get the turn started here. Gets a knockdown on Gonna Get Wealthy. 7+ breaks armor with Mighty Blow. Deciding where to push this goblin. Push this goblin to the right. To the right with respect to Space Magic, that is. No armor break, does not follow up. Plenty of movement left with Space Magic. He's going to move downfield, and Mark gonna get a job. This is the safety. This is a Blodger Goblin with +2 MA, bringing them up to an MA of 8. He's like a little tiny war dancer. The ball now on the opposing 14-yard line, keeping that cage intact. Elf Goblin, yeah, that's right. Shun the non-believer. 10 seconds to go for the Savage Boys. Reposition to get behind. Gonna get away with it. So gonna get away with it now. Away with it. All of these dodges are a negative dodge. They're at least a -1. Turn 3 for the gunner Gitz. Oh, you're absolutely right. They're stunty. They are stunty folks. Making friends is going to go really stupid here, and he'll stare off into space. Looks like he's in the middle of a conversation. Armor break here by the Looney is going to be a stun. These secret weapons, they're only out on the pitch for a single drive before the ref finally catches on to what they're doing. I don't know how the ref can't see a chainsaw immediately, but you know, he's too busy staring at the cheerleaders. After a single drive, the ref's gonna be like, wait a minute, is that a chainsaw you have? You can't have that. And he'll eject the player from the game. But of course, you can pay off the ref with a bribe, or you can even try to argue the call to change the referee's mind. 2-9 block over in the left wide zone here against Chelsea Zola will be a POW. Tough to remove Gobos unless you're taking advantage of the sneaky stuff that you have on the Goblin team, such as the chainsaw or fouling, because they have a decent armor value of 10 plus. Looks like you might be going for the foul here, yeah. Here's the foul. Got a stun, did not get called off. And now a 1-die against Space Magic will be both standing result. Turn 4 now for the Savage Boys. Got 2 assists on that foul. Got a stun out of it. That's decent, right? You don't have to worry about Rambo for another turn. I had stir fry and ice cream today. That's normal, right? That's what normal people eat. Stir fry and ice cream. Two-die block against gonna get that bread. This will be a push. He's not a sidestepper. Ball carrier free to score at this point. But I think the Savage Boys are going to try to stall this out for at least a turn. Electric Man says, I just finished my ice cream. What flavor of ice cream did you have? Yes, indeed. The thrower is going to advance to the 22-yard line. And now completes the cage. Doesn't have a player on the front right corner. Doesn't really need it. There's a dodge through the end zone to get at the ball carrier. It could be beneficial if you think that dodge is coming. That's another -1 or a +1 strength for the blitz. But you're already stronger than your opponent. So if he's going to just come in on the cheeky blitz, he's already on an uphill block. Final turn of the first quarter now for the God of Gitz. Chocolate fudge on a stick. I had butter pecan because I guess I'm an old man at this point. Another foul attempt early in the half. Does not get called off and got the KO. We'll see if the KO sticks. Rambo is the killer on this roster. Has tackle, block, and mighty blow. Another armor break into a stun against Yellow Eyes. Trying to force the score on turn 5. Going for that dodge blitz we just discussed. Fails the dodge. Knocks himself out. That'll be a turnover. Second quarter begins here for the Savage Boys. Once again, they can block the ball in the end zone if they wish, but I think they're going to try to stall for another turn. Two-die block in the left wide zone will be a push against gonna get away with it. I find these names so hard to pronounce because I want to pronounce them, you know, correctly. And now a two-die against gonna get that bread. Gets a dodge push out of this. Electric Man says, is butter pecan just butter ice cream? That's in it. Kind of. Like, it's not butter. Like, it's not like a stick of butter and pecans, but it's like, so like it's clearly like vanilla, but it's like a buttery vanilla. So I'm sure there's butter in it, or something. It's ice cream flavored butter with pecans. Welcome to the stream, SP Fever. But I think it's not butter flavor. It's vanilla. But like buttery, I guess. Turn 5 for the Connor Gitz. And then there are pecans. There are definitely pecans in it. Or I guess pecans, depending on where you're from. Two-die block back at the line of scrimmage will be a pal here. Troll versus troll. And now two-die in the left wide zone. Gets the knockdown, no armor break. The Looney again going after that downed orc and gets a stun out of it. Yeah, it's not like it. It's not like eating a stick of butter. It's just buttery vanilla with pecans. Laszlo Fruva says, "How is this chainsaw still alive?" Yeah, I'm surprised that this chainsaw has not been the target of a blitz, or this Looney hasn't been the target of a blitz. Fails the rush on the 2-9 blitz. Spends a reroll, gets double pals on Space Magic. Looking for a 10+. Space Magic almost certainly going to stand. Oh, is not going to stand firm here. Going to allow the Goblin to follow up. I don't know if he will. He does. He gets a stun. Oh yeah, he will because he's stunned too. And now another foul attempt. Yes, sir. Finally got Timidius II off the pitch. The ref saw nothing. Four assists on this foul. This time it worked out. Laszlo Fruvis says, I mean, I play elves in Amazon. Chainsaw are the #1 targets in the goblins. I mean, I play humans. I would try to murder the chainsaw as well. Turn 6 for the Savage Boys. Again, able to score whenever they want here. Drick's gonna fail a really stupid roll and just lie on the ground. Just hanging out on the ground. No big deal. It's comfortable on that, you know, jagged stone. Two-die blitz against gonna get that bread. Gets a dodge push out of this. Repositions the blitzer to cover that front left corner of the cage. We'll try to stall this out till turn 8 if possible. Turn 6 now for the Gunna Gitz. Gunna Gitz keeping most of their shenanigans in the reserve box in this first drive. Eats screens. He's gonna fail the really stupid roll. That one was a 2+, thanks to Gonna Get Wealthy, but apparently couldn't quite keep Eats his Green's head in the game. 2 assists on the foul attempt against Space Magic. Got nothing out of this. Actually, it was 1 assist. I guess technically 2 assists minus 1, but a +1 to the die roll. And now I'm going to try to force this score in on turn 7. Remember, the Gunna Gitz. They have those trolls. The trolls have throw teammate. The goblins have the right stuff. There's plenty of goblins on the roster. 2-die blitz against Lorak's Dream. Gets a knockdown here and will mark the ball carrier. Will not mark the ball carrier. Is going to stay put right where he is marked by the rookie Ironfoot, a Gruntak Ironfoot, the number 9 big and blocker. Now the Savage Boys might need to end up scoring here on turn 7. Goblin team can throw teammate for a 1 turn, so they don't need both turns, but more turns certainly help. I can't believe it's not butter. Stand up blitz into double pals against Gonna Get That Bread. 7+ breaks armor with Mighty Blow. Roll a 6. Now 2-die against Gonna Get a Grip will be a pal. Finally took a block on the chainsaw player. Remember, there's a +3 to the chainsaw player. Chainsaw hurts even if you're holding it, and there's the KO. Well done. A little late in the half, but that's okay. And the work in the left white. Watched him like 6 feet back. Got a KO here. Well done. Savage Boys. I think they've got to score. They're not going to score. They're going to try to stall this out till turn 8. Ten seconds on the clock for the Savage Boys. They have 1 re-roll remaining. No re-rolls left for the Gunna Gitz. Turn 7 now for the Gitz. I think my 2 favorite ice cream flavors are mint chocolate chip and butter pecan. Two-die uphill against the ball carrier. Why not? Why not? No reroll means that will be a turnover, and the Savage Boys will get this ball in the end zone. They're going to take the lead here 1-0, unless they're feeling a little frisky here and take some die rolls. They do have a reroll remaining. Laszlo Fruba says, I had great pistachio ice cream after dinner tonight. That's also delicious. I went to a restaurant with some friends on Friday, and it was atrocious. It was awful. Iron Cynic, welcome to the stream. Iron Cynic says, do you take out your teeth before you get you got your butter pecan? No, I don't, thank you very much. But yeah, this restaurant was terrible. The service was terrible. I ordered a hot chocolate. It was like powdered hot chocolate. You know what I mean? Like it was awful. I was so one of my friends wanted to split the bill and told the wait staff ahead of time, and so we gave them our credit cards, and he comes back and he's like, I think I messed up. I don't understand what you want me to, what am I supposed to do with the cards? And I'm like, are you kidding? Are you joking? And like, he served me my shitty hot chocolate, but like spilled it all over the saucer. It was, oh God. Oh. All right. Maple syrup, right? Maple syrup that you would put on, say, I don't know, pancakes. There's the score, by the way. Well done. But maple syrup. You have that in some container that you could pour it, right? You want to pour that on a pancake. They had this in like, what are they called? Let me see if I can find the name of it. I don't know what it's called. No, it was like a bottle with that thin nozzle, like a drizzler, you know, like the nozzle you use to drizzle oil on things. They used it for maple syrup. Who's drizzling maple syrup on pancakes? Nobody. That is not the receptacle. That is not the vessel for maple syrup. It's like serving your coffee in one of those. Here, let me just get a little drizzle of coffee. I just want a little salt of coffee, please. It was the worst. I hate that place. I hate that place so much. A little syrup is all you need. False. 11 on the defense here. They're spreading out in this arc. In this arc here, and the reason they're doing that is they're defending against the one-turn touchdown. Let's say you have a troll here. The troll can throw a teammate. He can only throw up to a short pass away. That is going to be here to here. That is the maximum distance orthogonally. That's the maximum distance diagonally. Second guessing this and instead setting up in the end zone. Laszlo Fruvis says, do you all know about the maple syrup flood? I do not. Oh, you're talking about like the Great Molasses Disaster? I know about that. Where the vat in town exploded. Like molasses like killed people. Yeah. Yeah. Electrospan says, I believe in drowning your pancakes. Yes and no. Like, I don't want to actually drown the pancakes in maple syrup, but yes, that is much closer to the expectation than drizzling maple syrup. It's like they came out with a stick of butter and a cheese grater. And they're like, would you like some butter? What are you talking about? No. They give you salt, but it's in like a leaf blower. Three back to receive here. Two trolls on the line for the throw teammate, trying to spread out to maximize the opportunity to pick this ball up and move forward. Will likely need a handoff at least. Might be able to get away with just the handoff here if they can catch this ball in the 4+. Did not catch the ball, but the ball bounced forward. So it'll be a 3+ pickup to a 3+ handoff. Has to clear a troll first. Three-die block against the rookie Dvorak Thump. The right defensive end gets the knockdown. That will not be the troll to throw the teammate. Clear's making friends on the left side of the line here. He's the left end. And now it's going to be gonna get that bread, who's going to attempt to score here on the one turn. Three-plus pickup. That's not going to do it, and that will be the end of the half. 1-0 the score. The Savage Boyz in the lead. The Gunna Gitz will be on offense to start this third quarter. And they're going to have most of their tricks on the pitch. We'll see if the Looney... Oh, wait, I didn't even pay attention if the Looney was ejected or not. Looks like the Looney's still in play, so it has all their tricks in play. I must have been complaining about maple syrup at the time. Maple syrup is serious business, man. 11 on the pitch for the Savage Boyz. And now the Gunner gets to set up with 11 as well. Here comes Gonna Get Mindful, the rostered Fnatic. And Fungus the Loon, the number 16 star player, comes over the pitch as well. Mr. Rocker Cracker, welcome to the stream. Demanding death, no death yet tonight. That's right. My minor opinion on nozzles. You know what it felt like? It felt like someone who decided this was considered fancy, but has no idea what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Like I just don't, I don't get it. It's like you tell somebody to dress up for the evening, and they come to your door in like a spacewalking suit. You're like, I mean, I guess that's up. I suppose. Electric Man says, I did a little research. Butter pecan ice cream is butter mixed with vanilla ice cream with pecans. Yeah, that sounds about right. The Hooligan, the Fowler over in the right wide zone. Here's the kick. Middling kick. Again, the weather's going to change for an extra bounce, but remain the same. So changing weather not only re-rolls the weather, but we'll put an extra bounce on that ball. The weather's going to remain perfect conditions. The ball's going to bounce one extra space. Ends up in the left wide zone on the 16-yard line. First block of the drive by the star player, Fungus the Loon. It's going to be a knockdown, no armor break. It's a second block on the knockdown player. Again, no armor break. Uses Whirling Dervish, and this time gets an armor break into a stun. They should call it vanilla pecan with butter. Pushes Yellow Eyes out of position here. Very well done here with Fungus. I think a guy owes Fungus some money. Second ball and chain over the right side of the line. Hush you. It's delicious. Knocked out on the line by the right, let's call that the right guard. Tudai against Dvorak. Thump gets a knockdown here. Looking for a 10 plus. Antique ice cream. Ugh. Ugh. It's like Werther's hard candy. You want to know a secret? I also like Werther's candies. Here comes the hooligan on the foul. Gets called off the pitch right from the get-go, but successfully argues the call with the ref. Got a stun out of this. Argued with a Cobblestorm, argues with the refs. Like, come on, I didn't do anything. And the ref's like, yeah, you're right, you didn't. You're good. They're 9 for the Savage Boys. Werther's Originals. I think they're delicious. Spire says, come on, ref, did you see the last half? Fails a really stupid roll here. The troll's going to remain on the ground. Savage Boys, I think they're not looking to get overly aggressive here. They do have the lead. They're probably looking to get some removals. I've never tried scotch with butter. Well, you got to put, in order to have a real butterscotch experience, you pour a glass of scotch and you put the butter in like a little drizzle device. You just drizzle the butter into the scotch. Iron Six says, notice the ref is a goblin. Collusion, I say. The ref is a goblin, but to his credit, he's not even watching the game. It's the kind of refs we like in this league. Savage Boys with a little bit of pressure on the right side here, pulling players back on the left side. Turn 10 back to the Gitz. The hooligan gonna get Uthical. Gonna move back onto the ball. Gotta get Mindful over on the right side. It's gonna just kind of spin about a little bit. So the way these ball and chains work is you pick an orthogonal direction, and let's say you pick forward. You pick forward, you're actually gonna move into one of the three spaces in that direction randomly. You roll a D3 and you move into that space. You can do that up to 3 times. And you'll hit whatever's in that space. Doesn't matter if they're prone or not. Doesn't matter if they're friendly or not. So they announced some re-releases, some patches, etc. for old Games Workshop like video games. And so I reinstalled a bunch of old games from my childhood, but also I reinstalled MAML because I loved that game. It was super duper janky, but they've added some patches I saw in the classics release, so I'm gonna give it another go. Ten seconds ago for the Gitz. The old like DOS 40K Epic game. They released on Steam. I picked that up. Let's see, what all was in it? Let's see. Yeah, Final Liberation, Dark Omen was great. Classic Chaos Gate, Rights of War. I didn't pick up Fire Warrior because I don't really like first-person shooters. Not all of them. I don't think all of them have like updates, but some of them that already work on Windows are in the collection. So they rebranded Blood Bowl and Blood Bowl 2 as classics. Chainsaw Warrior, Space Hawk. They rebranded the original Battlefleet Gothic, but not Battlefleet Gothic 2 for some reason. Savage Boys repositioning their players in the secondary here, but just keeping players at bay. Being mindful of a throw teammate attempt. It doesn't have to go too far if there's turns on the clock. Got rid of one of the gobos. Well done. Remember, if you can get a knockdown on the Fanatics here, that's an automatic removal. Trying to keep Rambo trying to keep clear of Fungus the Loon over in the left wide zone. Continuing to apply some pressure here on these goblins downfield. I see a pattern. DOS games and butter pecan ice cream. Yep. And rotary phones. Took a one die against Eats' Greens, who's locking down a couple of orcs on the right side, and that's not going to work out. Eats' Greens knocks down Malfi Barbecue. Turn 11 now for the gunner Gitz. Eats' Greens will almost certainly take a late turn block here against Chelsea Zola. First, Fungus the Loon is going to try to go after Rambo. Gets a 3-die block out of this and a knockdown. No armor break. I bet you have a TV. Electric Smith says, I bet you have a TV that was advertised as color. I will admit that I am old enough to remember when television shows would have at the bottom of the screen when the television shows start, like, in stereo where available. 2-die against Drick back at the line of scrimmage. Gets a pow out of this. Breaks armor on the troll. Gets a stun out of this. Sophiana, welcome to the stream. Praying to Nuffle. Mr. Rocker Cracker says, I like to tell my students that when I was a kid, the world was black and white because we just hadn't invented color yet. When I was a kid, I thought that was how the world worked. I thought the world was in black and white until somebody invented color because I was an idiot. Gitz are going to move the ball up to their own 6-yard line. Successfully fended off the orc invasion for a little bit at least. Mr. Rocker Cracker says I used to be an idiot. I still am, but I used to be too. Me too. Holy, what? Were those just giant, like, cleavers on his shoes? What was that? Maybe not cleavers, but holy moly. Turn 11 for the Savage Boys. Yeah, I couldn't tell if those were like knives or if the mesh was out of whack. Those are medical devices. Yeah, you know, the 12-inch cleat. I've never seen metal cleats. Are those still a thing, or those are just old-timey things? Because when I was in high school, our cleats were rubber. Golf cleats are metal? I see. I don't play golf. 2-dive blitz on the right side here against Gonna Get Gooder. Gets a push out of this space magic. Looking to get rid of another goblin. I used to play tennis a lot. I am not in shape to play tennis anymore, but I would love to be. I kind of miss playing tennis. Einstein says old football cleats were metal. Seems dangerous. 3-die block by Gonna Get Mindful. We'll get the knockdown against Space Magic, looking for a 10+. Deciding whether to stand firm with Space Magic or not. I think, well, I don't know. If he doesn't stand firm, the troll might be at risk. Because there's somebody here, right? Oh, no, there's not. There's nobody on the corner. Yeah, stands firm. Otherwise, he would have been pushed here, I think. And then a follow-up into 2/3 chance of a knockdown. Electric Span says, I used to play tennis on a table. I have played table tennis, but I wouldn't say I play. One of my uncles is like really good at table tennis. He like legitimately pissed me off one day. I was like, why are you this good at this? Mr. Rocker Crocker says I played Bong on a ping. Under a minute to play here in turn 12 for the Gunner Gitz. They have yet to cross the line of scrimmage. Still hanging on to the ball on their own 6-yard line. Teams kind of spread out a little bit. The Orcs with 4 players in the secondary right now. Just waiting for the Goblins to make a move. In the meantime, they've been hunting Goblins, trying to get the removals. And now the number 1 Goblin gonna get Gooder. He's gonna move downfield behind the defensive line to the opposing 6-yard line. First time I saw pickleball was I was at a work thing at my last job, and I hate that game. I think it's stupid. Well, I mean, if people like it, that's fine. I was just like, what is this? I guess it's just like slow tennis. Pickles aren't even round. Plus thought. Here comes the foul by the hooligan. Gets nothing out of this, and it'll be turn 12 now for the Savage Boys. Final turn of the third quarter as the Goblins get the ball up to the 2-yard line over in the right wide zone. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, pickleballs for people that find tennis too fast but enjoy making a lot of noise. I'll stick with board games. I can play board games until I die. Electric Man says, is it played with a wiffle ball? I think there's like a dedicated pickleball. And I think the courts are smaller or something. T-Dye blitz against Gonna Get that bread will be a push over in the right wide zone. Continuing to apply pressure on these Goblins. Has a couple of Orcs behind the Goblins. Still has those 4 Orcs in the secondary. Kind of shunted, well, not really shunted, but they're off to the left side. Probably going to reposition here, but if they do, they'll have to spread out a little bit. So not spreading out too much here as they dip back into the bonus clock. Goblins not terribly fast, right? You've got MA6 on most of these Goblins. Where's the fast guy? Oh, he's not even on the pitch. He is KO'd. So MA6, not super fast, and that's good when you're an Orc team because you're not super fast either. So at least you can keep pace with the team. Mr. Rocker Crocker says, pickleball is so bad that places that have always had tennis courts are suddenly adding noise ordinances because those damn picklers are too loud. What is it the ball or something that's loud, or do they grunt or something? Like what, where's the noise come from? And I don't think, yeah, oh, it's a plastic ball? I knew it was like a paddle, like a big paddle. It's not like a strung racket. It's just got such a goofy name that it turns me off. Like, it's like, what's that game with the cornhole? Like, why is it named that? Please stop naming things after food. Dude, I blitz against Space Magic. It's scaled up ping pong. Kind of gets back on the bonus clock here. They're under 4 minutes, 30 seconds to go. They're still hanging on to 2 re-rolls. So trying to find the opportune time to get into the end zone. They're going to try to tie this at the end of the second half and go to overtime. If they go to overtime and win the coin toss, they'll be in pretty good shape here. They still have a decent contingent of players on the pitch. Orc team has been pretty cautious here, just really poking at the Goblins with a blitz. Fungus the Loon spinning around, hanging out on the line of scrimmage. Gunner gets down to 3 minutes, 20 seconds on the bonus clock. They're going to retreat the ball back to the 14-yard line, giving up a lot of ground here. Didn't think the ball could be safe. Turn 13 back to the Savage Boys. They are 4 turns away from advancing to round 3. In fact, they're going to get a bye in round 3, so they'd advance to the quarterfinals. The winner tonight advances to the quarterfinals. Two-plus rush to get into position. You see that MA value, that's your movement allowance. You get that many spaces to move in a turn. But you could also move up to 2 extra spaces. That's called rushing. And for each one of those additional spaces, you roll a d6. On just a 1, you fail. On the other 5 faces of the die, you succeed. If you have the sprint skill, you can actually rush up to 3 times in a turn. "13 seconds ago for the Savage Boys." Still continuing to keep 4 players in the secondary. Goblins can't quite get past the line of scrimmage. The Orcs can't quite remove Goblins. They're playing very, very cautiously. And the Orcs get closer and closer to having to attempt a throw teammate touchdown. Good dodge in the right wide zone to keep this pressure up. Chelsea Zola, the pressure on the ball carrier right now. The other 5 sides are fictional. Turn 14 for the Goner Gitz. 3 turns remaining in the second half. 2-die block against Shunter USA is going to be a knockdown. 9+ is going to break armor. Doesn't get anything out of that. The Looney fails the chainsaw roll. And that Looney is out of the game unless the Oppo can save him. He's not going to waste the Apothecary on the Looney. So one thing we didn't talk about with the Looney, not only does the chainsaw work against him, but he has to roll a D6 before activating. And on a 1, the chainsaw kicks back on him and will knock him down. And then you get that armor break roll with the +3. So the chainsaw kicked back on the Looney taken off the pitch. Turn 14 for the Savage Boys as they go and blitz the ball carrier. Well, they're going to spend a reroll here. It was a push the first time. They spent a reroll. It's a push the second time. Got to get healthy. He's going to remain on his feet. A knockdown there on the blitz could have been game over for the Goblins, but they're still alive, albeit in a tricky spot right now. The winner of the game tonight will have a bye in round 3. They'll advance to the quarterfinals to face off against Philosopher's Song, Spire's Lizardman team. Turn 15 for the Goner Gitz. They have just 2 turns to score. They have to end this turn in scoring position, which I suppose they're in now. Let's see. 3 scatters, 3 favorable scatters. Yeah, they're technically there now. They're gonna have to, or they're gonna want a troll to be free here, unless they can get this ball downfield and somehow keep gonna get away with it safe, which I don't think they're gonna try. Fungus the Loon going after Shunter USA. Can't quite get the knockdown on the number 8 orc to try to free this troll up. Still has 1 reroll. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz by the hooligan. Gonna get ethical. Gets a knockdown here. Now the troll is free. Repositions the hooligan to the left side of the troll to try to keep this troll on his feet. 2 rushes. Hands off to gonna get away with it. Gonna get away with it. A goblin, so naturally has dodge. It's also a dirty player. That's not gonna help as a ball carrier. Oh, gonna throw right now. No, no, is he gonna eat the goblin? Ah, no! He ate the goblin! Oh, what a disaster! Tried to go for the touchdown right now, and making friends, goes in for the throw teammate toss. He is a troll. He's is it really hungry? Is that the name of the nigga trait? He's always hungry. And the way that works is you roll a d6. If you roll a 1, you roll a d6 again. If you roll another 1, if you roll snake eyes, it's a 1 in 36 chance you will eat your teammate that you're trying to throw. Oh! We got a death after all. Making friends. Didn't have dinner. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Wow. What a way to go out. Oh man. Can't pick up the ball. All right. So it would be, I guess it would be a handoff to Gonna Get Healthy. That's the plan here on turn 16. It's so risky. And then Making Friends will go for the toss again. So let's see. If he's here, he can get quick pass, short pass. I mean, that right there can get him into the end zone, but there'll be 3 scatters. Fungus the Loon getting a push on Shunter USA. No rerolls left for the Goner Gitz. Here's the pickup for the handoff. Good handoff. It's a good handoff. Making Friends. Here's the pass. He lands on his feet. He lands on his feet. Gonna Get Healthy. Landed on his feet. 1-1 on the rush. It's a tie ball game. The Goner Gitz, against all odds, are able to get into the end zone. Unbelievable. What a pass. One turn left in this game, and then we're going to overtime, unless, of course, there is a timeout. If there's a timeout, we'll have 2 extra turns, and then this Orc team might be able to get onto the board. That's right, he just needed a pick-me-up. Just needed a quick pick-me-up. Just needed to eat a teammate really fast. And now he's good to go. Unbelievable. 11 on the pitch once again for the Goner Gitz. They're going to keep Fungus the Loon out of this drive and save him for overtime. Screening out the Orcs. What a touchdown! That's right. That's right. The Fanatic's gonna stay out for another turn after successfully arguing the call. Cobblestorm's just got a silver tongue. It's like, look, ref, you see ball and chain, I see balance provider, all right? Just because my player can't stay on his feet without spinning around at odds with a weight doesn't mean he can't play this lovely game of art. Oh my goodness! Nuffle has spoken, and we are going to get a second turn here. We've got the timeout. The Savage Boys can get on the board. They've got to end this turn in scoring position. It was turn 16 after the timeout. It is turn 15. One reroll left for the Savage Boys, none for the Gunner Gitz. Remember, if this goes to overtime, those rerolls will not replenish. Whoever wins the coin toss will be at a distinct advantage. So the two coaches almost certainly getting their prayers in now. Blitz on the right side here. Two-die blitz against gonna get punctual. Gets the knockdown, but no armor break. I don't know who's going to get downfield to try to score. I don't even know if the Savage Boys are going to risk it. They are. It's going to be Space Magic. So Space Magic now just barely in scoring position. One push back can knock Space Magic out of scoring position. 8 spaces away from the end zone. But I think more importantly, no, can't quite get there. Could get the big and blocker downfield. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's one more space. 1, 2, 3. That's too threatening to score if the big and blocker goes downfield. Number 9 here. Gonna go for the ball pickup on the 3+. That works out, and they needed that to work out. Gnome Slayer in possession of the ball on the Orc 20-yard line. Savage Boys on the bonus clock. The bonus clock will not replenish either. Fails the rush. I don't know if they're going to spend the reroll here. Yeah. Oh, no! Tried to threaten 2 scores, or 2 players to score in case one got pushed back, which they almost certainly will, and ended up tripping over their own feet on the failed rush and injured themselves. Wow! These last few turns have been a roller coaster. Turn 16 for the Gitz. Gitz almost surely looking for the 2-die against Space Magic. Actually, it might be a 3-die if they want to risk taking it with making friends. 2 assists will make that a... They are going to risk it with the troll. 3-die block. Gets the knockdown here. Space Magic will not be able to score. We are going to overtime, folks. Spire demanding death. We've already got one. Wow, what a series of events here in the last few turns of the second half. It looked like the Gitz were all but done for after their troll ate their teammate on the throw teammate attempt, but they got a second chance at it and were able to score and get on the board. And now the Orcs got a timeout. They were able to score and win this game, but failed the rush. And with only one player in scoring position, just barely in scoring position, one push was all the Goblins needed in order to stop this score on turn 16. Two-dive block in the left wide zone. That is going to be a both down, which means going to get Wealthy, gets knocked out, but no armor break. Turn 16 for the Savage Boys. They cannot score. Be looking to get some removals. They're going to be looking to pray to Nuffle and win the coin toss here in overtime. Two-die block in the left wide zone. Gets a knockdown here against gonna get a shot. Got nothing out of that block. 75 seconds left in turn 16. Here's the blitz on the right side going after the hooligan. Breaks armor, just gets a stun. Got nothing out of the blitz. Two die against the trained troll will be a POW. Moves the ball up. Surprised a pass wasn't declared for some SPP. And that's the end of the half. We're going to overtime. Turn 17. It is not sudden death. It's a full 8 turns. We're about to see who wins the coin toss. But first, the secret weapons are getting called off the pitch. Gonna get mindful. Has been called off. A bribe will be spent. And that'll work out. 1-1 to score. Who wins the coin toss will control the momentum of this game. And the Savage Boys win the coin toss. And they're going to be on offense against these goblins. These goblins are going to have to stop the might of the orc running game. They have one secret weapon on the pitch that will be going to get mindful. They've got 2 on the pitch. Fungus the Loon comes out to play as well. So the 2 fanatics, pseudo-random movement. Is it quasi-random? I think it's quasi-random. Pseudo would be fake. Quasi is like somewhat. Somehow this goblin team has a full 11 on the pitch still. And the goblins, believe it or not, are going to have a one-man player advantage going into overtime. Three on the line for the offense right now. 1 reroll remaining for the Orcs. 5 minutes, 24 seconds on their bonus clock. No rerolls for the Goblins. And they have just 3 minutes, 6 seconds on their bonus clock. Brutal game tonight. The winner of tonight's game will have to go up against Lizards. Two in either wide zone. When you set up for your illegal formation in the game of Blood Bowl, you have to put at least 3 on the line here. You must have at least 3. Over in the wide zones, which are these areas here, you can have a max of 2. Brilliant coaching. This is a draw. Nobody's going to get the extra reroll. Turn 17 for the Savage Boys. Ball kicked to the 22-yard line. Everything else is fair game. If you have a kicker on your roster, you can't put him on the line. You can't put him in either wide zone either. You can, but if you do, you don't actually get to use your kick skill. Two-die blitz to get overtime started here. Gets a knockdown Gets nothing out of the knockdown. Rambo on the blitz. Rambo playing with a broken arm. What a pro. If the game is still tied after turn 24, the game will go to kicks. You can think of this like penalty kicks. The two teams will try to kick the ball through the uprights a certain number of times. Whoever gets to their goal number first is the winner. Mechanically, it's just a roll-off. It just comes down to dice. Turn 17 now for the Gitz. Fungus the Loon. The nose tackle. 3-die block against Yellow Eyes will be a push. Another 3-die. Gets a knockdown this time. 9+ will break armor with Mighty Blow, but roll a 5. Boy, Fungus causing havoc. 3-die block again. Gets a pal, this time shoving 2 orcs toward that left wide zone. The Orcs are a bashy, runny team. They want to stay grouped up. They have lots of guard on the roster, or they tend to pick up lots of guard because they want to stay grouped up. That guard will lend them assists for the inevitable blocks they want to make, but first order of business is to get this ball safe and secure. Huge gap down center field at the moment. We'll see if the Gunner Gitz intend to take advantage of that or not. They are indeed. Here's the throw teammate attempt. Gotta get that bread. Lands on his feet. Mr. Rocker Crocker with the 10 stream streak. Thank you very much. Throws teammate downfield, gonna get that bread, and he is not activated yet, which means because he landed on his feet and he hasn't activated, he still gets a go this turn. Gonna get that bread. Being a goblin, he is a dodger. He is also a sprinter. He can move, he can rush up to 3 spaces, which means he is right now in scoring position. 2-die block against Shunter USA. It'll be a knockdown. 9+ is the target here to break armor. Going for the ball pickup. He's got it! Oh no! No rerolls. Failed the rush. Spent the oppo to stay on the pitch. Oh, that's right. Rushes fail 900% of the time. Good 50-50 pickup. A dodge into 3 rushes, failed the final rush. Got knocked out but spent the apothecary. That means the player will stay on the pitch and is stunned instead. Tripwire. And now the Savage Boys have to take a few steps back to try to reclaim this ball. Looking for the early score. Almost worked out. Failed 1 in 6. I mean, honestly, it was worse than 1 in 6 if you count the whole move, but it was still super hype. 2-die in the left wide zone, gets a push against, gonna get a shot. Luke says, no, all dice before the fall don't matter, only the one at the end. Good recovery here by the thrower. The thrower has sure hands, which means the thrower gets a free re-roll on a failed ball pickup. Failed 3+ dodge in the left wide zone is a KO. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Two-man player advantage now for the Goblins. Turn 18. Bajib, welcome to the stream. Bajib says, trolls should get an extra projectile vomit if they eat someone. Two-die blitz at the line of scrimmage here. Gets a pow against Shutter USA. Looking for that 9+. Two-die in the right wide zone, or just outside the right wide zone. Would be a knockdown. If you Electric Smith says if you roll a 6 on the vomit, the goblin comes back out. Goblin's trying to maintain this pressure, doesn't want these orcs to regroup, is marking the orcs not particularly agile. The agile orcs are looking at a 3+, the big ones here at a 4+. So in the best of circumstances here for Mouthy Barbecue, provided he has to dodge, it's a 50-50 dodge. Not including the team reroll. Three dive, I gotta get mindful. Gets the knockdown here. Not a lot of armor breaks out of these fanatics. But whoa! I stand corrected. Yellow Eyes removed from the pitch. Three-man player advantage for the Goblins. Yeah, not a lot of armor breaks for the Fanatics until he caved that guy's skull in. Rushes into position and marks the ball carrier. Very good pressure here by Cobblestorm. Turn 19 for the Savage Boys. Marks everyone trying to keep these orcs dead in their tracks. Mouthy Barbecue's gonna get a push on the hooligan. Follows up. The defense stealing the momentum out of the hands of the offense with a great throw teammate right down the wide open middle lane here. Almost got into the end zone. Wasn't quite able to, and now they're going to have another player. That sprinter is going to come back into the drive next turn. Double pals here against going to get Wealthy. Just a 7+ breaks armor, but didn't get it. Eye blocking, it's going to get healthy. Gets a dodge push out of this. That exclamation point, that blue exclamation point, that's a defender stumbles result. And that'll knock down the defender unless they have the dodge skill, in which case it'll simply push them. Of course, if you have the tackle skill, that will negate the dodge skill. Pushes away, gonna get Alfie, frees up Gnome Slayer, the blitzer, to move downfield. And is now on the Orc 14-yard line. 3 turns into this, we'll call it this half, into overtime. Savage Boys back on the bonus clock. 5 minutes, 19 seconds to go. Regrouping and restructuring. They've got one more turn here to keep these goblins off their back, and they'll be able to to reform some solid protection around this ball and move downfield. Big turn for the Goner Gitz. They've gone pretty heavy into trying to stop this Orc offense. And if they can't do it here, these Orcs can get away from them. And they'll be in pretty good position to score and win this game. Here comes Fungus the Loon, the star. Doesn't command a high salary, just 80,000 gold. He's gonna knock down Dvorak here. Well, he's gonna get dice on Dvorak. 2 dice on Dvorak, gets the push. Shutting down the thrower, marked on the left, marked on the right. Here comes the blitz. 1 die blitz on the thrower is a pow! Breaks armor! What on earth? Praise Niffle! What a play again by the Goner Gitz! One die blitz. Gets the knockdown. He's KO'd a goblin downfield. Caught the ball on a 6. Dodged away to some semblance of safety.
In this our greatest time of need, please provide your infinite wisdom, your holy randomness, and kill and or score and or maim as many players as you deem necessary. In your name, amen.
Minute 10 seconds here in turn 20 for the Savage Boys. The Savage Boys on the back foot once more. They've got to pray to Nuffle here. They've got to pray to Nuffle or they're going to give up a touchdown. Here's a mark. Marks the Goblin on the left side. Goblin has the dodge skill. So it's a free reroll. Currently a 3+ dodge. Fails this dodge here. Might spend the reroll. Yes, indeed. And that's going to work out. Rushes into position on the front, we'll call that the front left corner. Our back right here on the ball carrier right now. Ball carrier still has a positive dodge away right here. 3+ dodge with a free reroll. Turn 20 for the Goner Gitz. Electric Man says, I thought I was Nuffle for a second. What? Is he gonna push his ball carrier into the end zone? He doesn't have to dodge. What a play by Cobblestorm! Dances into the end zone! Has the Fanatic push the ball carrier away from the dodge? What a play! I don't even know if I caught the replay. I did not. Uses the Fanatic to push the ball carrier free. And the ball carrier dances into the end zone. 2-1 the score. With the Savage Boys having 4 turns to try to tie this ball game up. The Goner Gitz, as it stands, winning this game means we would have our first Goblin team in the quarterfinals of the Blood Bowl if they can hold on to this lead. $11 on the pitch for the Goner Gitz. 9 on the pitch for the Savage Boys. They've got 4 turns to get into the end zone. Electric Pen says, where are the orc goblins? There are none. There are no goblins on the team. Savage Boys still very much in this game. They're down 2 players. They're gonna get the thrower under the ball here for the 4+ catch. Works out. Ain't no thing. Turn 21 for the Savage Boys. There is still... There's still a secret weapon on the pitch. Fungus the Loon remaining on the pitch here. Armor break to start the drive will be a stun. The left defensive end gonna get punctual. Stunned on the left side. Now the 2-die blitz in the left wide zone's a pound. Gonna get a shot. 7+ breaks armor. Another armor break. Into a removal. 1-man player advantage now for the Goner Gitz. Looks like the Savage Boys might be trying to control the left sideline. Iron Cynic says, what is that English guy who's super good at goblins? Saw him 1 turn with goblins by pushing the ball carrier forward with Fanatic. I mean, there are a lot of good guys, good English players of Blood Bowl. Andy Davo, BB Nut, Jimmy Fantastic. Well, you said English. I don't know if they're all English per se. $33 seconds to go. None of them would play goblins. Fair enough. $13 seconds for the Savage Boys. Neither team with a reroll remaining. Turn 21 for the Gitz. Oh, yeah. I remember that guide, in fact. Fungus the Loon coming downfield once more. We're coming into the backfield, rather. Marking the front right corner of this. Can we call this a half cage? It is half a cage. Two-die blitz by the troll on the left wide zone. This will be a knockdown. .43 seconds to go for the Gitz. I am on the edge of my seat. Foul on the left side. It's going to break armor. Got a KO out of this. Rambo taken out of the game. Rambo KO'd. I don't think we're going to see another drive here. Well, we may see another drive if the Savage Boys can get on the board. Turn 22 for the Savage Boys. 3 turns remaining. They have the ball on their 10-yard line. They've got to play everything by the numbers at this point. No re-rolls, or no team re-rolls, I should say. They're down in players. They can't afford any undue risks. Power break on the right side will be a removal. That does give them some movement options, but they'd have to like skirt around Fungus, and I don't know if they want to do that on the right side. We'll see. Minute 8 on the clock. Remember, the Orc Throwers, MA5, normally you would expect, well, I don't know if you expect, but I expect the thrower to be at least an MA6. The Orc Thrower, just an MA5. Needs to secure some chunk of pitch somewhere here in the next, really this turn, I think. And set up next turn to score. Could control it this turn, could control it next turn, but oh boy, this is tricky. This is tricky. With no re-rolls and not being a particularly agile team, this is tricky. Maybe you should draw a path to the end zone. I can't do that. Savage Boys on the bonus clock once more. 4 minutes, 43 seconds. What a game this has been. The final game of round 2. This is just round 2. There are 4 more rounds after this. So did go around the right side here. Double rush to get across the line of scrimmage. The ball carrier now on the opposing 2-yard line. A mark taken against the thrower. Got to get healthy. The level 3 lineman with tackle. He's going to move all the way downfield. He's the safety right now. Tackle not a factor in this game against the Orc team. Fungus the Loon. Spinning around. Trying to prevent these Orcs from getting on the ball carrier. Might be able to mock the ball carrier himself. Two-die block gets the knockdown here against Shunter USA. Breaks armor. That's a great armor break. And now a two-die against Drick will be a knockdown. That's one less Orc that can defend this ball carrier, and there are very few Orcs to do so. Savage Boys might end up having to rely on a half cage on the sideline. If you imagine a full 4-point cage, say your ball carrier's here. You have somebody on this corner, somebody on this corner, somebody on this corner, somebody on this corner. Nobody can get at your ball carrier without crazy dodging and uphill dice. But if you don't have a side to defend, then you can get away with this. This is a half cage. But the problem with the half cage against goblins is goblins are stunty and they have dodge. So if you're here and you set up a half cage like this, the goblin coach might just come in on the block. He might just dodge through here and try to surf your ball carrier. Turn 23 for the Savage Boys. They've got to end this turn in scoring position. Is it going to be a Space Magic Blitz? And eat up a point of movement with Space Magic? I don't know. It might just have to be. Two-die block with Mouthy Barbecue. This will be a knockdown on Gonna Get Wealthy. Breaks up. Oh! Another murder! You want to secure a wide zone? Just kill everybody who walks into it. 3-die blitz into a pal. 7+ breaks armor. Another armor break. Gets a stun out of this. Not gonna get wealthy. Telestrator of Doom, I know. I'm sorry. Clears the ball carrier. He's got to rush at least once. Well, he doesn't have to. He's got the big and blocker. Oh, so scary right now. Not in scoring position with the thrower. Now is, but can get pushed out of scoring position unless another rush is taken. There it is. Number 10 in scoring position. Number 9 in scoring position. It's turn 23. A mark on the ball carrier. Gonna try to knock down the mall carrier. The ball carrier here. Has a 2-die blitz with Gonna Get a Job, it looks like. Or might take it with the troll. Oh no, the troll's marked. Here it is, 2-die blitz. 2-die blitz got the pal. Will the thrower stay on the pitch? Thrower stays on the pitch. Where's the ball gonna bounce? On to the sideline. Holy moly. So it costs 3 MA to stand up. Well done by the Gitz to recover the ball here. Gonna Get a Job. Now in possession of the ball. And Gonna Get a Job is a blodger. A pal will be needed to knock this player down, or it's got to be a surf and you pray to Nuffle that ball goes where you want it to go. How big would you have to be to carry a ball? 3 MA to stand up, just in case this ball was still loose. 3 MA to stand up means 3, 4, 5, 1, 2 would no longer be in scoring position. It's all going to come down to number 9 here, Ironfoot, the rookie. If he can get on the board, this will go to kicks. If not, the Gunner Gitz are going to advance to the quarterfinals. Turn 24 for the Savage Boys. They've got to make something happen. It's got to be a blitz on the ball carrier. The ball's got to pop loose in such a way that the thrower, or somehow it gets to number 9. It could be a surf. I don't know how you make that surf happen. At least as big as a troll, surely. Oh, what? Wah! I think that's it. I think that's the game. I think repositioning number 9 here for the blitz. This is it. Gets a dodge push out of this. Isn't going to get the ball out of the hands of the Goblins. But number 10 wouldn't have been able to score anyway. And that is going to be the game. The Goner Gitz are going to advance to the quarterfinals with a win in overtime, 2-1. Very well played. Oh, it was back and forth there for a while. The Savage Boys had a great first half of this game, even a great second half, until the Goner Gitz were able to make a miracle happen and tie the ball game into overtime. And then they took advantage of a wide open center field, took a chance on a throw teammate. It worked out, kept that high pressure up all the way in the Orc backfield until they were able to reclaim the ball and score themselves. And now they're going to advance to the quarterfinals. They're going to advance to round 3. They're going to earn a bye in round 3 due to how the seeding has worked out. And then they will advance to the quarterfinals. Very well done by Cobblestorm, our very first Goblin coach in the Blood Bowl quarterfinals. Dodging players away to safety. This will be the end of the season for the Savage Boys. But they played a fantastic game. They had a fantastic season to make here to the Blood Bowl. Again, it's the top 15 coaches this season. And played, you can see why. They played a fantastic game tonight. Unfortunately, there on the end, moving to number 9, they may have thought all hope was lost, or maybe didn't see that number 9 was the scorer. It was a long game, 24 turns. Mistakes could happen, but otherwise played an excellent game. My thanks to Tizz for participating this season. I hope to see them back again for season 6. And my congratulations to Cobblestorm, staying alive with this Goblin team and advancing to the quarterfinals. Electric Man said, did anybody else notice Cobblestorm was playing on cobblestone? So the Goner Gitz, they're going to advance into that 5P consolation winner spot there. They get a bye against the Blitzburg Steelers. They're advancing to the quarterfinals against Philosopher's Song, that Spire's Lizard team. And that is going to do it for round 2 tomorrow. Round 3 scheduling will begin. And when those games, I'm in round 3. It's my time to shine, to show Pips Pippy who's boss once and for all. When those games get scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to those schedules on our website at maml.club. That's MAML.CLUB, here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, X, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl, man. This game is awesome. In fact, if you want to hang out on our Discord channel, I'll send a link in chat. There you go. You can hang out on our Discord channel. We have you can talk shop And we also have dedicated channels for things like standings and the schedule. And our schedule channel has all the scheduled games in your local time zone, so you don't have to do any weird math to figure out when the next game will be. But you gotta play Blood Bowl because this game is awesome. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store until round 3. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out tonight. Thanks for watching this game. This game was awesome. I had a ton of fun. I hope you did too. We'll see you back here for round 3. Until then, take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Monday evening.